Hey, how's it going, everyone? Nathan here from the ebook reader blog. For this video, I'm going to do a comparison review between the Kindle Paperwhite, the latest version from 2024, and the Boox Go 7. There's a lot of differences between these two devices, but they both have the same 7-inch Carta 1300 e-ink screen. The Boox has more of a premium build quality, and it's quite a bit thinner than the Paperwhite. Of course, you got the page buttons, and then you've got external speaker, microphone, micro SD card slot. So it's got some hardware upgrades over the Kindle. They both have the flush front screen. There's also a version of the Go 7 that's white. It has a plastic front flush layer, whereas this one has a glass flush front layer. So both these devices have the power button located on the bottom edge. They both have the USB-C ports. So the back is quite a bit different. The Paperwhite kind of has a rubbery texture, whereas the Boox has like a rougher texture to it. It's a little bit nicer. But this is the basic Paperwhite, the cheaper version. The upgraded Signature Edition model has like the metallic finish on the back, which is a little bit nicer than the rubbery coating. Doesn't mark up as what is easy. So let's go ahead and compare the screens a little bit here. So with the front lights off, they're fairly comparable. I don't see a huge difference as far as like any contrast. They both look pretty good. When you have the front lights on, however, there's a huge difference in the color tone between these two units. So like I said in the main review for the Go 7, it has kind of a weird greenish tone to the the cool end of the spectrum of the front light. So the warm front light, it seems normal. They're somewhat comparable. The camera adjusts a little bit here, but you get the idea. So the front light's quite even on both of these. It's just that the cooler end of the spectrum of the front light is kind of a weird color on the Go 7. The front light color just seems more natural on the Paperwhite. Some people say it's too yellow. I don't know. It doesn't look yellow at all when you compare it to this device, but in other circumstances, it kind of does look more yellow. But I tried to match it to the Paperwhite just by putting a little bit of yellow into it. I don't know. There's no way you can really get it anywhere comparable to the Paperwhite's front light color. So yeah, it is kind of weird on the Go 7. You never really know what you're going to get with front lights though, because the manufacturing, I mean, it's just so inconsistent. So yeah, you might get one that doesn't have that color at all. Who knows? It's hard to say with front lights, but it's just one thing that seems to be, I don't know, just seem a little more consistent with Kindles about just being more neutral color. So there's also the Go 7 Color. So it has a color e-ink screen. I'm not reviewing the new one because I reviewed the old one last year, and this is that one. All it has is just different page buttons, and then it doesn't have the stylus support, which I haven't talked about yet. But yeah, you can use the Kindle app on these devices, but I'm not going to be using that on the Go 7, the black and white one we're doing in this video. I just wanted to show you there is a color model, and you can run the Kindle app. And the Kindle app works fairly well, but it's not designed for ink, so it's always going to be a little bit more glitchy. But anyway, I uploaded this video last year of the Kindle app in action on the Go 7 Color if you wanted to see that, to see how it performs using the Kindle app. But for this video, I'm going to be sticking entirely to the built-in app on the Go 7 black and white. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the interface. There's a huge difference with the interface on these two devices. So the Kindle is very basic, just has the home view and the library view. The home is basically one endless ad of recommendations. The Boox doesn't have anything like that. It just has these different tabs at the bottom where you can navigate between your library and your apps, and you can use folder navigation if you want. So like I said, yeah, it supports apps, so you can install the Kindle app if you want to use the Kindle app directly. It's also got the notebook app. It supports a stylus, the USI 2.0 styluses. They are sold separately, however, but you can even use the app just with the keyboard if you wanted to, or you could Bluetooth keyboard, so you don't actually have to have the stylus to use the Notes app on the book. So Kindle Paperwhite doesn't have anything like that. I mean, you can do basic text notes in ebooks, but you don't have a separate note app at all like the Kindle Scribe has. This has like the full-fledged note app. Also has a whole bunch of different ways to navigate. You can use a gesture-based navigation or a navigation bar. And you got the quick settings menu up here with a whole bunch of different features. So you got way more features on the Boox. It's also got that rotation sensor. The Paperwhite does not. So there's all these different things you can do with the Boox that you can't do with the Kindle, because the Boox has the Android 13 operating system, and you can install apps and do all that stuff. And there's just a ton of customization available. You can increase the interface font size. There's all a bunch of different stuff you can do. But let's go ahead and load up a book here. Just do a quick comparison of the same book if you wanted to see how they lay out on here. I have the Boox somewhat set to match the Kindle, by default, it doesn't look like that at all. You have to kind of configure the settings a lot, and there's all these overlapping icons that you have to get rid of if you don't like looking at them. The page buttons work well. You can set which ones you want to go forward and back. You can also customize long press, so you can do different actions with the page buttons as well. It's kind of funny how these different companies ripped off the Oasis design, and now Amazon doesn't offer an Oasis or anything with this kind of design, but it's nice you can get the option with other companies. So Onyx's software has true text-to-speech, unlike Kindle's.
Chapter 1. Habscom's Texaco sat on number 93 just north of Arnett. A pissant 4 Street Berg about 110 miles.
It'll even highlight the text as you go, like the immersive reading on the Kindle app, which Amazon does not offer on their e-readers at all. So they have the voice view feature, which you can read the screen aloud, but it's like awkward to use because you have to use gestures to navigate everything because it's meant as an accessibility feature. So they got rid of their text-to-speech a long time ago. A lot of people dislike that, but yeah, you can still get that sort of features with books, some other brands as well. So you got a lot of the same type of features with the built-in Neo Reader app here on the Onyx, but it has support for handwriting and annotations. It has some additional settings. So like with Kindles, you just have the regular highlighting when you select, so you don't really have any options for it. But with the books, you have a whole bunch of different options. So if you wanted to highlight, you could actually change it to underlines if you want. You got different colors for the highlights. So yeah, a whole bunch of different colors for the underlines as well. So obviously they're not going to show up on the black and white, but like if you export them, it'll show up on color screens. So yeah, you got way more options on the books as far as that goes. You also got like copy and paste and stuff like that if you wanted to save it to a different app or a note app or something. But yeah, so you got a lot of versatility with the Books app. Maybe not quite as refined as the Kindle app. The Kindle on the Kindle Paperwhite, it's a little bit smoother. Stuff pops up a little bit quicker. It's a little bit faster overall. Generally speaking, as far as navigation goes, but I mean the books is pretty quick too. So you have the different windows with the Kindle, which is nice and easy to scroll through for your Wikipedia and translations, but the books has some different options as well. You can change dictionaries, you can look stuff up online, you can run it through the text to speech, you got the AI. So there's a whole bunch of different additional settings on the Books app. The only problem with the Books app is, I've said it here before in the main review, is it doesn't support DRM. So like this is a Kindle book, I had to remove the DRM in order to get it onto the Onyx unless I wanted to use the Kindle app. The Kindle app isn't quite as refined as using the Books' Neo Reader app. You got the different themes as well, so you got a whole bunch of different customization options on the books. Amazon just added some new line spacing settings and paragraph and word spacing settings. Onyx has had this for years in their app. It's already been available, and even more settings than Amazon offers. What I like about Amazon though is just something about the text renders a little bit smoother. Like I have the same font side loaded on both of these, that Merriweather font that I'm always using if you watch my videos. It just looks a little bit smoother on the Kindle for some reason. There's a little bit of roughness to it on the books. I'm not entirely sure why. You have different boldness options, which kind of affects it. You can also use the dark color enhancement on the books to increase boldness as well. It also has the boldness dial. You can get quite a bit bolder than the Kindle if you want to, but yeah, so you got a lot of the comparable settings like as far as layout goes, but the books does offer more control over stuff like margins, where Kindle you only have those 3 settings. You have a bunch of customizable settings on the books, and you have some additional contrast settings as well. Kindle has some different things. You can show a clock while reading. I don't think you have it on the books. Maybe you can, but you also have that page turn animation, which is kind of nice. It's just a little bit cleaner refresh, but you got a whole bunch of different refresh settings on the books as well. Like I say, you can use the dark color enhancement to increase boldness too. So you got a lot of different customizations as far as you go on both of these devices. A little bit more on the books, definitely, but the Kindle is just a little bit smoother as far as overall operation goes. And of course, you can buy books directly on the device, which is something you can't do with the books. I mean, you can using an app, but not like the built-in ebook app here. So they both have the dark mode. As you can see here, Onyx does it quite a bit differently. Whereas the Kindle, it will invert everything, menus included, the interface, whereas the books, it just inverts the actual book you're reading. It doesn't invert any of the menus or anything. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, they just recently added this. For a long time, books didn't have a dark mode, but they do now, and it's going to matter how you have your dark enhancement settings set. So if you crank up the light, it'll actually make the white stand out more. So you always have to mess with the settings on the books, where the Kindles is a lot more just turn it on and use it. Whereas the books, you're always having to mess with like the refresh settings and like the contrast settings. But yeah, so the Kindle also has the whole interspaced dark mode, whereas the books, it's just the book. So you got a ton of different settings in the menu up here. a million different things you can customize in here. So yeah, a lot more customization with the books if you like control over everything and you want an AI assistant. Yeah, Boox has all that. Kindle doesn't have anything like that. Kindle has some unique features though. It has like the vocabulary builder, the X-ray feature, which can be helpful with large books. So yeah, you also got like the word wise and stuff like that. You got similar navigation options where you can jump a chapter at a time. You can scan through 9 pages at a time. So as you can see here, even though the Boox has an octa-core CPU, the Kindle is quite a bit zippier in most respects. Just loading those 9 pages, jumping around parts of the book a little bit quicker. Onyx has some additional settings for like auto page. You got some different layout for like PDFs and stuff. PDFs are definitely better on the Boox as far as the software goes. But like I said earlier, Kindle has the built-in store. A lot more convenient to just get books through here. Where the Boox, it doesn't have like an actual store. I mean, it does, but it's really crappy. It just has a few public domain titles. I even got rid of the icon because it's really useless. So you can read comics on both these devices. The book supports a lot more formats, so it can read comic formats natively. And you have the different refresh modes and the different contrast settings. If you have the contrast cranked too high, it'll make the comic look too dark. So you have to kind of mess with the settings like I was saying here. So the refresh mode, it'll be faster now. Before, like the Kindle was a little bit faster. You can make it faster on the Boox with these faster refresh modes. The only problem with the faster refresh modes is it doesn't refresh the screen as well, so you'll get more ghosting. So it's always kind of a balance between speed and ghosting. The Kindle also has that guided view for comics. So if you double tap, it'll like go panel by panel. So yeah, Onyx doesn't have anything like that. But yeah, so you got some different layout settings for the books as well, like your home screen view. You can have cover view or list view. The Kindle, it just has the cover view and then grid view. So got 2 options with that. And then it scrolls everything from top to bottom, whereas the books, it's laid out in pages, and you can use the buttons to scroll through your pages. The Kindle, you have this long dial. It's kind of hard to jump around through a large library. Even with a few hundred books, it's kind of bogs down trying to use that dial. So I'm not really sure why they even implemented that, but hold down on the title, you get some different stuff on here. Onyx, you can lock stuff. You can also set custom covers, get a little bit different features, but that brings up another topic. The Kindle is ad supported. When you turn it off, it'll show an ad on the screen. If you have the ad supported version, unless you pay $20 extra to get rid of that, it'll show the book cover. The Boox doesn't show the book cover by default, but you have the screensaver app. You can customize the screensavers on here, and you can actually, I downloaded that stand book and I had to set it manually. So it will show books, but you have to set them manually, and it won't like change when you set to a different book. So like I said, you can program the buttons to do different things here on the Boox. You can do the long press as well. You can program any of these to be on the button, which is pretty crazy. Another big advantage for Onyx devices in general is they have like a fairly good web browser, where the web browser on Kindles, they did update it a while ago, so it's better than it was, but it's really glitchy when you scroll. Like, see how much smoother it is on the Boox. I mean, Amazon could make it better if they wanted to, but yeah, scrolling is so much smoother using the web browser on the Boox. And that's the A2 mode. If we go to the high def mode, it's a little bit clearer, but I mean, it's still way better than the Kindle as far as scrolling goes. It's just a little bit, quicker to respond as well. But yeah, Kindle's never been known for having good web browsers. Onyx's, they're actually quite good for e-ink. You can use the pages that scroll up and down as well. So you can control the font size. Kindles do have the article mode. So, I mean, I don't know. It's usable on Kindles, but it's just a lot better on Boox's devices, like a real web browser with like all the usual web browser features. I mean, Kindles do have bookmarks and article mode and stuff, so it's not horrible. They did update it a while ago, like I said, and it's usable now, but it used to be like it would just crash constantly. But yeah, if you're going to do any web browsing, I mean, look how much smoother it is on the Boox. It's just a lot easier to scroll. So that's a look at some of the differences between the Kindle Paperwhite and the Boox Go 7. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this review. It's starting to get pretty long. Check out the ebook reader blog for more info on these devices. I have full reviews of each of these as well if you wanted to get more in depth with each unit. So the Kindle is very good about basic stuff, just a reading, where the Boox is obviously a lot more capable with the Android apps and the Android operating system, a lot more customizable. Kindle's a little bit smoother. I do like the front light on the Kindle better. It's also a lot cheaper at $159, whereas the Go 7 is $249, and then in the Signature Edition is $200. So Kindle's quite a bit cheaper. The Boox is quite a bit more versatile. I can do a lot more things, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.